So yeah, we need a smaller government, and those who advocate for a larger government, I just don't know what planet they're living on. Do they not see the inherent problem in this? Specifically having that government being led by someone as unhinged as Joe Biden? He just said an estimated 200 million people will die probably by the time he finishes his talk. While he's giving a talk, of course. This is someone who it seems will say one sentence and then the best he can do is to have the next sentence have some relationship to the prior sentence, but overall it's a garbled, incoherent mess. This guy cannot be president, honestly, and I don't say this to be insulting, but I would not trust Joe Biden to run a restaurant, honestly. There are serious problems going on with his mental capabilities, and he is in no shape whatsoever to be managing a small business, let alone the country. And regardless, he says that COVID might kill an estimated 200 million people. I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't think we need to be that hysterical. Nor do I think the people who espouse these types of messages believe it either. After all, when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, thousands of people showed up at the Supreme Court to hold some candles and mourn. Alright, I'm fine with that, but again, this type of news seems to be on repeat. No one really cares about COVID itself. They only care about the political ammunition it can give them. The same people that screamed over Trump rallies and are conspicuously quiet about these large gatherings where no social distancing is taking place. Granted, they all have masks on, but that's no guarantee you don't catch the disease, isn't it? The information on masks has gone back and forth like a game of tennis that you can't be quite sure about. So wouldn't you, if you were hyperventilating over COVID for the past 6 months, wouldn't you play it safe and at least socially distance as well? I guess not. None of this really matters to these people, and they don't seem too concerned. And I haven't heard Joe Biden say anything about this either. If he really thinks COVID might kill 200 million people, wouldn't this type of gathering be considered as some form of potential mass death that's just waiting to show itself? Couldn't this be considered a dangerous area in regard to possibly causing an outbreak that might end up taking the lives of all the elderly people in that area, at least? Well, it doesn't seem like they're concerned about that now. Because really, no one seems to care. No one's really that frightened. They just do what Joe Biden did and pretend to have some grave concern when it's politically convenient for them. You'll hear people like this say, not everything should be politicized, but then they go and do something like this while they suspiciously condemn their political rivals when they do something similar. It's unbelievably disingenuous. In fact, the only health issue I really see in most of this is the health issues going on with Joe Biden. Again, him saying that an estimated 200 million people will die by the time he finishes his talk, I could chalk that up to a misspoken statement if it weren't for the innumerable times in the past month that he has done something similar. It seems fairly obvious to me that the DNC wanted a safe establishment candidate in the hopes that they could possibly win. But that's all that they were going for. Content, ability, communication skills, basic coherence. That wasn't something they seemingly were going for at all, and it's made a bit more suspect when you consider that Kamala Harris had that slip up the other day in which she referred to her Harris administration together with Joe Biden. Kind of a strange mistake to make, given all the question marks around Joe Biden's mental health. Makes you wonder whether or not the Democratic Party is really that confident in Joe Biden in terms of his ability to finish out the term. Which wouldn't be shocking if they weren't, considering barely anyone else is. And if he keeps making ridiculous mistakes like saying 200 million people are going to die from COVID by the time he stops his talk, well, I doubt anyone is going to gain any confidence in him. It's not a good look. But that's all for right now. Like and subscribe, and take it easy.